Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu
Sahanau bhunaktu
Sahaviryam Karavavahai
Sahaviryam karavavahai
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Tejasvinavadhitamastu
Ma Vidvishavahai
Ma vidvishavahai
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah
Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah
Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah
Sthirairangaistushtuvam sastanubhih
Sthirairangaistushtuvam sastanubhih
Vyashema devahitam yadayuh
Vyashema devahitam yadayuh
Swasti na indro vriddhashavaah
Swasti na indro vriddhashravah
Swasti na pusha vishvavedaah
Swasti nah pusha vishvavedaah
Swasti nastakshyo arishtanemih
Swasti nastarkshyo arishtanemih
Swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu
Swasti no brihaspatirdadhatu
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti
See, although we are saying that the soul dimensions always, that unchanging, universal, those dimensions to be brought and all, it really doesn't happen like that so much. It's not possible to do like that. The real method is to somehow to develop lot of vairagya in the mind. That means you have to become like the air, like the sky. You cannot do this sadhana with so much of, we will say intensity, because most of the people, they do not have intensity. But the real thing is done with not so much of a very intense exercise or anything like that. It is really done by having a very, if I say dispassionate view of life. See, one statement of Pondicherry mother I always quote regarding this, that if we took life less seriously, we would have made it more perfect soon. If we took life less seriously, we would have made it more perfect soon. It is what it is actually. If you think about it, it is basically to get rid of the self-centeredness we are suffering from. So much we give importance about what is happening to me, what I have done, why this is that, that is that. Actually, we are not able to do things with full attention because Always we are thinking of ourselves and taking it too seriously. So even in sadhana also, when we take the sadhana seriously, it initially may increase the self-centeredness too much. Oh, my sadhana I have not done, my sadhana, somebody has come, we don't even smile at them, I have not sat for sadhana today. So we often walk the reverse way. Are you able to understand that we are making the life too stringent? We have to develop a very sky-like dimension is what I can say. That is passionate way of life. And try to love everybody, love everybody cannot be out of an exercise. I have to love everybody, so I will do this, I have to see the qualities. As I said that if you want to love a person whom you cannot do not like, see the good qualities of him. And these are all exercises which you can apply once or twice. But basically you have to generate the love in mind, and you should be very, casual is not the word. It is sky-like is the actual word. Always you should move like the Vasanta Ritu, like the spring breeze. जो कुछ आता है जाता है, क्या है उसमें? Whatever comes, let it come. Whatever goes, let it go. But that loving nature should be there, thinking of everybody. And never look back and repent or do. It's not necessary. One even mukta lakshana in Vivekachudamani is there. Atita ananusandhanam. Anusandhanam means running behind, always searching behind. Generally we say that we have to run after the past so that we can correct our behavior. Yes, that is good in a way. But finally, a Jivan Mukta Lakshana is Atita Ananusandhanam, Bhavishyad Avicharanam, Audasinam Api Praptam Jivan Muktasya Lakshanam. Atita Ananusandhanam, never go behind the past in a good way or a bad way. I have done something wrong, why this. Or even I have done something great. Both. Never think about the past at all. Past is gone. 432 Vivekachudamani. Atita ananusandhanam bhavishyad avicharanam. Not too much imagine about the future also. Most of the time either we are thinking of the past, indulging in the past, or indulging in the future. ये करना है, वो करना है, वहाँ जब जाएंगे तब तो बेटी नहीं होगी, तो वहाँ जाके क्या फ़ायदा है, अब जब वहाँ है तो यहाँ करते हैं, वहाँ फिर स्वामी जी आ गए, जा नहीं सकता है, क्या होगा, नहीं पहले से ही तो ठीक कर लिए थे, अब क्या करेंगे, ये साइड भी नहीं कर रहे, वो getting worried and worried. Do whatever you feel like. Simply do. If you by thinking and deciding about the future. So bhavishyad avicharanam means never loiter in the imaginary future, never indulge in the imaginary future. उसके विचार ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करने का है, रहना है प्रेजेंट में, जो आता है करते जाना है. Whatever comes, go on doing. In what form? Audasinyam api praptam. In the present, what will be our mind state? That audasinya. Audasinya, we often say that in Hindi, what do we say? Udasina? Dispassion we say. Udasinta. Actually, it is not so. It is ut asina is udasina. Ut asina is udasina. Ut asina means very elevated, seated in a very elevated state. Now, when you are seated in a very elevated state, you appear to be dispassionate. Is it not? So, the udasina we use, udasina, udasi ban gaya hai, udasi ban. But we use in a very broad sense there. Truly speaking, udasi matlab, udasin matlab, who is seated in a very high, elevated, lofty seated. where the mind is not affected by chota things happening around and all. They don't take anything so seriously. These three, not to repent or be proud of the past, not to think about the past at all, running behind the past, not to indulge in the imaginary future, imagining the future, this way, that way. Jo aega, it is in its own manner, it will come. Why worry about that? Worry or desireful? We go on imagining desirefully also. वो जो अनफोल्ड होने का है वो अनफोल्ड होगा, उसके लिए इतना चिंता करने की. वॉट एवर इज टू बी कम, इट विल ऑटोमेटिकली अनफोल्ड. Sometimes we say, even when people want to come to the ashram, I have always advised, nobody listens to that. Don't decide and come like that. You don't have to take a decision. If you are spiritual, let it grow automatically. You will arrive in the ashram also automatically. It will happen. You don't have to decide or think or anything, you will come. They don't listen. They jump and then get hit back and go back, jump back, all these things. Many cases it has happened. So, try to become spiritual. Help in the manner you want. Have the Sangha. It's not that always you have to be in the ashram to be close to Swamiji. The closeness, it can be in the mind, but don't take it as an excuse that Swamiji bula hai to, oh, I can be close from a distance, so I don't have to go. It's not in that sense. The closeness should be in the mind. That is what we say about sannyasa also. The sannyasa should first dawn in the mind, then automatically the outer things will undergo change, which is referred to as vidvat sannyasa. The other day I had told, I think where, I don't remember. 2 kinds of sannyasa. There are many kinds of this category is 2. One is called vividisha, veditum ichha, vividisha. That means to जानने के लिए, सत्य को जानने के लिए, to know the truth. We take up sannyasa ashrama, that is sannyasa way of life, so that we don't get disturbed by the other things. We can completely focus on our pursuit. That is called vividisha, where there is a effortfulness. There is an effortfulness because you leave your home. That also effortfully you leave everything. You don't think of the home anymore. You don't meet your people anymore. You go to somewhere in the forest or Himalayas or ashram or so. And then you have to follow all the codes of the Chaturtha ashrama. But there is another sannyasa called vidvat sannyasa. Vidvat sannyasa. When the truth dawns, the vidya, the truth dawns in mind, then automatically you know that I am not touched by anything in the world. I am not touched by anything happening around. I remain untouched. I am the seer of everything. Then what happens? Your behavior, your lifestyle, your interest, everything automatically undergo a change, because you will not be interested in any self-centered, selfish interest around and so. You will be interested in people who would be congenial, who are interested in this kind of a lifestyle and all. For them you will be available. So it automatically takes to a sort of a sannyasa life. It may not be always changing into Garva, but it will be an exclusive spiritual life, like Ramakrishna Dev or Sri Aurobindo and all. Their life was sannyasa life only, but they officially did not take to a dress or a shaving their head or anything like that. So it takes place naturally. That is the sannyasa or naishkarmya we said. All these are internal states. It refers to internal. Sannyasa is an internal state. In Bhagavad Gita it is stated like that. So when internally the growth takes place, automatically the outside will undergo. It will take some time to undergo the change. Finally it will change. That is what our Gangadhar Tirtha, the Narayana Tirtha Dev's Guru had told him. Narayana Tirtha was married, but he concealed that in very young age, concealed and took sannyasa, and he was serving Gangadhara Tirtha in Puri, Chandan Sarovar. As the only close brahmachari initially, then very soon his guru gave him sannyasa. He took sannyasa. He became a sannyasa and he was staying. Later on, it was discovered, some people from his village came and said that this boy is married and the wife is at home. He has come away without telling anybody. When Gangadhar Tirtha came to know of it, he said, no, that is not right. You have to go back. You have not told anybody. Your mother is there, your wife is there. You stay with your wife, have 1 or 2 children. Whatever I have given, it will never fail. It will take you to its desired goal. But don't do it in cutting off somewhere, so it will not allow you to grow to this dimension. So you go back, have family life, automatically you will find your life will become like this again. He argued, cried, many things happened. Finally he had to go because the Guru was also very strong in his view. That also he was not going here, there, when somebody else again discovered him somewhere in a station and then took him back. Then going to other village also, he did not go home. He was sitting under a banyan tree for a long time. And all the village scholars came with their shastras and all saying that, yes, it is written in the shastras like this, like this. He argued with them also. No, the shastras say that, yad ahareva virajet, tad ahareva prabrajet. Yat aha eva. Aha means din. जिस समय विराजेत, राजोगुण चला गया, मतलब you become freed of the desire to do something, have something, attain something. Tad aha eva prabrajet. This is Javala Upanishad. Javala Upanishad. Leave home right then, don't delay. So that kind of an argument he was putting forth. Then why should I go back? Then finally one Pandit came and he said that, see, Shastras have written many things, but the Shastras have given one cardinal instruction. Forget all the Shastras, do what your Guru says. Your Guru, who is a sannyasin, he has instructed this. You cannot disobey the Guru. So he came back home. He had a daughter also, remained there. But while remaining in the family itself, so many people started coming to him. Because by that time his knowledge had become quite matured and people were finding solace coming to him. So his house became an ashram. His wife was cooking, his daughter was serving everybody. And Brahmachari in the present, whose picture is there in our great association book, Shankar Purushottam Tirtha, where Baba also went. Baba met him. Recently in his ashram in Banaras, our Tiwariji had gone to his ashram in Banaras. Recently, last time when Swamiji and others went to Banaras, Swamiji, Ma, Namrata, they all visited that place. Now the 3rd generation is there. So, Shankara Purushottama Tirtha ji was a small boy at that time. He was the Brahmacharyan serving Narayana Tirtha Dev. And in the family, at that time also, they were in the family, but the house was small, they did not have enough money, the devotees coming, looking after became a real problem. Then one of the devotees who was a zamindar, having landed property and all, he said that, I have a land suitable for this purpose, I will make some ashram for you, why not we all move there so that we can look after the people there well. When the mind grows, people will come, and that is how an ashram grows around a saint. The saint doesn't build an ashram. He remains in his own manner. People start coming. Now when people start coming, you have to make some arrangement for their stay, for their food and all. So some philanthropic people will come around to make something, so that is how every ashram has grown like that only. It's not out of any planned proposal. So they moved. That is the present. I don't know whether it exists during riot and all, whether it has been destroyed. We have no information. But that place was in Faridpur, Madaripur subdivision of Faridpur, where our maternal place also is like there. Faridpur in Bangladesh. That mutt was named Jnana Sadhana Mutt. Jnana Sadhana Mutt. By that time when he went there, he again took up sannyasa. Then he became Naranath, Swami Naranath Tirtha, which was his earlier name, in sannyasa name. And then again it became a place of abode for all the devotees and seekers and all. Then later on, when Shankar Purushottam Tirtha grew up, I mean, he became quite mature and all. He served him a lot. These are all there in the stories. I feel like often reading out and translating, but time nahi milta hai. So, one day he introduced Shankar Purushottama Tirtha as that he can now do his job, that is the prachara he can do. So it will be better if he goes to Benares and establishes and have an ashram over there. So Shankara Purushottama Tirtha went to Benares and he had his ashram there, where Baba also had gone unseen. So it all takes place when the sannyasa takes place. Here I quoted this story only to say that Narana Tirthadev was told by his guru that everything, you wait, everything will be fine, you will not lose anything, whatever I have given you, it will automatically blossom into a flower. But you allow the natural things to happen in the natural manner. Don't try to force anything that will obstruct. Baba also used to tell me, jor kore kichu pabar chesta koro na, jor kore kichu pabar chesta. Although I was not of that kind, I was always like a wind moving, and from childhood I was like that. So the forcefulness was never there. I have never studied for exam. आएगा जो आएगा. हमने जो कुछ नोट किया था ना, बहुत सारे नोट किए थे, particularly in college and university and all. So my all friends were very thankful by reading my notes. They got very good marks, because I used to spend a lot of time, as I spend now for presenting something in a very rational, brief, at the same time picturesque manner. I used to spend that much of time in studying. I was studying very well, but by the time the exam comes, I used to forget everything. Those notes to prepare for to be written in the exam, and our exams were a long question answer. Unless you prepare, you will not be able to reproduce. So I was not able to reproduce my notes, but my friends used to greatly benefited from the notes. But still, Baba used to tell me that once I had visited in between, seeing me, he kept quiet for some time. I also sat there for some time in front. He used to sit on the easy chair with the legs up there. After some time he says that, yearning in Bengali something he said, yearning is increasing. You have come again to grow faster. Don't try to get anything forcefully. Things will come naturally in its own manner. Go ahead with whatever you are doing. So at one point I wanted to leave my job. I was doing PhD at that time. I wanted to leave and join Pondicherry Ashram. So he said that no, that will not be all right. You get married. I argued for a long time. Then I said that, Baba, both have got lot of arguments. I have my own points, you have your own points. I don't think it is going to settle, because both are speaking very rationally. That I did not say. Then I wrote down, after coming back from there, I wrote a letter saying that enough of argument we have done. Whatever you say, give me your adesha. Adesha means order. You give me your Adesha, whatever is your Adesha, I will follow it. He was extremely sharp. He wrote that, I am telling you whatever I feel to be your Mangala, to be auspicious, good for you, I am telling you that. To follow that, if you have to consider that as an Adesha, you may consider. You can take it as your Adesha, as my Adesha. I am not giving you Adesha, but I am telling you whatever I feel to be, I know to be auspicious for you. To follow it, if you need my Adesha, you can consider it as Adesha. So it's like that. Even leaving and joining the ashram, it took place over a long period in a soft manner, in a very natural manner. We never visited Trichur ashram, Swamiji's ashram. First time we visited was in 1986, when already we are thinking of leaving home. At that time, summer holidays, we visited Swamiji's ashram. 86 May. Then again we visited in 86 December, and we came away in 87 May. It's short period, but over this period twice we visited, and once Swamiji visited our home while coming to Jamshedpur. In February he visited Kharagpur. So all the time, sometimes he would say that, I think you should come away, I think you should come away. Swamiji, are you serious? Yes, I mean you should come away. Okay, you wait. Then once I said that, Swamiji, shall I leave and come? He said, no, you are teaching, it is such a good job teaching and research. Why don't you continue till you cannot do at all? When I was finding it very difficult that I would get onto the scooter and while kicking I would say, ma, ma, like that. Night I would get up and say, ar kotodin, ar kotodin. It was a real painful period, for a short period, but pain was there quite a lot. How long shall I do this? How long shall I do this? I was rejecting one after another offers in the, because suppose those days the field in which I was working, it was just the fiber optic communication, it was just started, absolutely new field. So they were trying to send me to foreign country for getting trained and all those things. But my mind used to say that if I go, and I don't know after coming back when I am going to leave. So on government's money, spending government's money, I will go, stay there for 6 months and come back. And then I will find it very difficult, my conscience will find it very difficult to leave the job. So I used to tell our head of the department, please excuse me, let somebody else go. I would not say the reason. Then the last time it so happened that again he asked me to go somewhere. I said that now I have to tell you that I am going to leave. Because that accelerated my decision. He said, so far I was thinking that if I go and come back and don't work further, then it will be deception on my part. It will be disloyalty on my part that I got trained and then not working. Then it became so much important that I thought that remaining here is becoming disloyalty. I am doing sub job. For that I have to go to Japan to get trained with the whatever instruments and all those are there. And I am refusing to go. That means I am not getting trained, which is essential for my job. So it started paining my conscience there. Then I thought that this is the time I should leave then. There is no other way. It is very clear that I have to leave. I cannot continue with this job. At that time I had written to Swamiji that I want to leave. But Swamiji said that still it is a job, good job. When you cannot do at all, then only you leave. But within a few days he came to Kharagpur, and while going, we were coming with him to Jamshedpur just to drop him here, and Ma would stay like that. So when I was locking the door, he said that it has never happened in my life that the host is also coming away with me locking the house. So we came, and after coming back from Jamshedpur, the decision was very clear in the mind. I wrote that I have got my direction. Ma said that today I spoke to Swamiji. Swamiji also said that you should come. You come now. So that it was decided in February, I gave 3 months notice or so, and May we left. It has happened very naturally. People ask that suddenly, and it was nothing was sudden. It's a natural, absolutely easy way, just it moved along like that in a natural manner. There was nothing, no suddenness at all. So the spiritual growth should be swabhavik. Then it will blossom also well, and there won't be any pitfalls. But the thing is that the deep yearning should be there. Often these words I am saying, but it is often taken as an excuse that, if we don't have the yearning, the aspiration is not there. But we should not try hard. When God wills, I will go. As we said in Kharagpur, so many times I said, we used to go to the market in the morning. Early morning used to go for the Upanishadic class. So while entering the market, I met another little senior professor. So he was very much interested. He was heading the Vivekananda group over there. So I told him that here very good classes are going on Upanishads. Why don't you come in the morning? And I come, then I take breakfast and then go to the institute. You can do it. It's very good. He speaks, he explains very well. He kept quiet for some time. Then he said, you know what Thakur has said? And what? Thakur said in Bengali, conversation is going on, that if God doesn't will, even a leaf in a tree will not move. গাছের তিনি না চাইলে তাঁর ইচ্ছা না হলে গাছের পাতাটিও নড়বে না. If God doesn't will, even a leaf on the tree will not move. So if God doesn't will, how can I go to the Upanishad class? So I said, okay, for your coming to the market, buying the vegetable, eating the vegetables, overeating, making your stomach bad, for everything God doesn't have to will. Only you will that. And only for coming to the Upanishad class, God will have to will. Oh, he got troubled by all that, ran away to the market. So, that natural, when we say providential or natural, it should not be taken as an excuse. That is the best way, but the aspiration, if the aspiration is there, if the yearning is there, then automatically that yearning for moksha, yesterday we were discussing. If there is no rebirth, then does it happen that all our... Why do you say no rebirth? Nobody has said no rebirth. If there is rebirth, no, we don't know. If is there no rebirth, we don't know. Nobody can prove there is rebirth or not. It happened that all our endeavor and sadhana get over, come to a full stop after the body falls. That otherwise also, if there is rebirth also, it happens more or less, but not in the sense I have already discussed. Maybe you are not there. In these days, one day I have discussed these things. Haven't I got my Gurudev and Diksha mantra due to the punya accumulated in my... You can think previous births, but you could have got the Diksha in the previous birth also. What is the harm in thinking in this birth that because of my punya in this birth I have got the Diksha? Why do you have to think of the previous birth about that? What you don't know whether you are a dacoit or not. Nothing is known. It's all... Why should our mind think in that manner? Why do you try to relate it to that? Relate it to the present. That's more reasonable and more enlightening also. And the sadhana and all whatever, whether it will be lost when the body falls, why should you think? The sadhana should have its full effect now. If we do the sadhana, whatever we are doing, that effect will be there. It is all in the world. There is a causal chain. Whatever we are doing, every thought has got an effect. Even now, what I am thinking will determine the thought next moment. So everything is related by causality. It is not that all things are getting accumulated and it has to fructify when the body falls. It's not like that. Every moment it is coming. Our focus should be on that, on the present, not on when the body falls. It's all can be answered. I don't want to go into the Kathopanishad is there. So these verses, they go with the last pada as Brahma Tat Tvam Asi Bhavaya Atmani. Brahma Tat Tvam Asi. You are the Brahma. Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. Bhavaya means you think. You think means not with the thoughts, as I explained, that actually we have to bring in that bhava. Repeatedly I have been discussing that. Change your sadhana from thought orientation to bhava orientation. Then the fruition will dawn automatically. Bhavaya Atmani. In your own mind, you go on thinking, go on established in the, you become established in that bhava that you are the Brahman. Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavaya Atmani. And before this, the other three padas, it goes on saying that what will you think, that I am not touched by anything, I am not touched by anything happening in the world. Those are spoken in different manner. So I will read pada by pada and try to chant in the same speed with the same tune. Then it will be nice as a chorus. Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Nama rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Nama rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Nama rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Nama rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Desha kala vishayati vartiyad.
Desha kala vishayati vartiyad.
Brahma tat. Desha kala vishayati vartiyad.
Desha kala vishayati vartiyad.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
See, what it is saying is a jati, niti, kula, gotra. This all we know, that I will not go date. I am not touched by anything like that. They are all far away from me. That means I am disidentifying with all the backlog we have collected. I belong to this family, I have this, I have dosha guna, nama rupa dosha guna dosha varjitam. I have this quality, I am very intelligent, or I have this sinfulness, that guna dosha. Nothing I am touched by. I am the seer of everything. Nama rupa, the name as well as the form, both. Desha kala vishayati vartitat. I am beyond the space-time objects, everything, transcending. The consciousness, the Atma, that is my real identity, I am beyond all these things. Thinking like that, you see Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. You think that I am that Brahman. Tat Tvam Asi, you are that Brahman. Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Jati niti kula gotra duragam.
Nama rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Nama rupa guna dosha varjitam.
Desha kala vishayati vartiyad.
Desha kala vishayadi vartiyad.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
Brahma tattvamasi ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
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 यत्परं सकलवागगोचरं यत्परं सकलवागगोचरं यत्परं सकलवागगोचरं
यत्परं सकलवागगोचरं
गोचरं विमलबोधचक्षुषः
गोचरं विमलबोधचक्षुषः
शुद्धचिद्घनमनादिवस्तु यद्
शुद्धचिद्घनमनादिवस्तु यद्
शुद्धचिद्घनमनादिवस्तु यद्
शुद्धचिद्घनमनादिवस्तु यत्
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
This is Yat Param, that supreme. Sakala Vaga Agocharam. Vaga Agocharam means Vak Agocharam, which cannot be grasped by any of the words. We may discuss so many things we have talked about Brahman, but it cannot be attained through that, because they are all, anything we speak in language, it becomes a concept in our mind. That means a subtle object in our mind which we are knowing. It doesn't become the I which is knowing. It becomes something, some concept which we are knowing. Is it clear, that part? It's a subtle object, it's not a gross object, but it becomes a concept of God, concept of Brahman. So it cannot be attained by any of the words. But it is gocharam, it can be grasped by what? Vimala bodha chakshushaha. Bodha chakshushaha. The eyes which the conscious, the Chetana, the Chit has got the eye, the knowingness. So Bodha Chakshusha is the eyes of the Bodha, of the consciousness. What kind of Bodha? Vimala Bodha. Normally we are not able to see it because of the Kalmasha, because that Bodha is covered up with various small constricted mindset, etc. So it's not able to know it. So it has to be, it can be known, Gocharam, Vimala Bodha Chakshushaha. When we purify our buddhi, then with that purified buddhi, we see it with our eyes of consciousness. As we said, Ikshana, it is the same thing. Shuddha Chit Ghanam Anadi Vastu Yat. Anadi means which does not have beginning, as means does not have beginning and nothing. Shuddha, this is the pure. Pure means also there is no division. That Ragadvesha creates division, that becomes impure. When there is no division, no divided line, no limiting, no boundary, we call it Shuddha. Chit Ghana. This Chit means the consciousness. The conscious space is the Chit. Ghana means there is no breach there. You cannot say here is the Chit and here it is not there. For idol we think that here is the Deva and here it is not that. It cannot be like that. Because it doesn't have even the subject-object difference also. That I am seeing all the concept of it. That I and the seen, that difference also is not there. That is why it is Chit Ghana. Chit Ghana means the ultimate duality of subject-object division also is not there. No division at all. Shuddha Chit Ghanam Anadi Vastu Yat Brahma Tattvamasi Bhavayatmani. Yat Param Sakala Vaga Gocharam.
Yat Param Sakala Vaga Gocharam.
Gocharam Vimala Bodha Chakshushaha.
Gocharam Vimala Bodha Chakshushaha.
Shuddha Chid Ghanamanadi Brahm Anadi Vastu Yad.
Shuddha Chidghanamanaadi Vastu Yad
Brahma Tattva Brahmatatvamasi bhavayatmani.
Brahmatatvamasi bhavayatmani.
Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrid.
Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrid.
Is a little difficult. Shadbhihi urmihi. Urmibhihi. Shadbhihi urmibhihi. Shat means 6. Shadbhihi, it is Tritiya. Urmibhihi, 6 kinds of waves. By that, ayogi, it is not connected to any of these 6 kinds of waves. That what are the 6 kinds? We can see. What are the 6 kinds? They have not said. The Jara, Mrityu, Shut, Pipasa, Shoka, Moha, Rupa. Jara, Mrityu, Shut, Pipasa, Shoka, Moha, Rupa. 7. Moha, Rupa means like Moha. Moha, it ends with Moha. Jara, Mrityu, Shut, Pipasa, Shoka and Moha. These are the 6 waves that always comes in our mind. Constantly thoughts of, waves of these thoughts are coming. It is not touched by any of them at all. Ayogi here is ayogi. Shadbhir urmibhi ayogi. That means it is not touched by them. Asamsprishta. It's not touched by them. They have used this word very interestingly. Ayogi yogi hrid bhavitam. It is ayogi means it is not connected or touched by or tarnished by any of these 6 waves of different emotions that are playing, emotions and thoughts we are playing in our mind. But yogi hrid bhavitam. But it is always contemplated by the yogis in their heart. So the yoga word is used in case of ayoga and yoga both. Na karanair vibhavitam. It cannot be contemplated upon by any of the instruments at all, like our mind, buddhi, etc. But they can do the dhyana in their heart. It cannot be known by any of the indriyas, and the ashuddha buddhi or the mind where all the divisions are playing, it cannot be known by any of them. Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrit.
Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrid.
Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrid.
Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrid.
Bhavitam na karanair vibhavitam.
Bhavitam na karanair vibhavitam.
Buddhya vedyamanabadyamasti yad.
Buddhya vedyamanabadyamasti yad.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
The first line is very good. I like to explain a little more. This yogi hrid bhavitam. This is what all these days I have been telling. Yogi hrid bhavitam. It is in the heart, the bhava in our heart. That is the deepest part of our day. Their thoughts are not there. It is only the, you can call the source of our thoughts and all. The source of our emotions also. Where we feel I am. That is our heart. It is not that I think, oh, I am. No. We feel I am. When somebody says that you have done it, no, I have not done it. You are showing, the feeling is there something that I have not done it. I am. So it is felt in the heart of the yogis. What? This Brahma Tattva, the Brahman is felt there. But na karanair vibhavitam. But with all the instruments we have, like the senses and the mind and buddhi, na vibhavitam. If we try to picture it with the buddhi and thoughts and all, bhavitam means vishesha rupena bhavitam. One is bhavitam, another is vibhavitam. Vibhavitam means when you are segregating and in a particular manner, oh, this is Shiva, then this is Kali, this is that, or any other thought also, that you picture that Brahman in this manner, oh, it is infinite, so you try to think of infinity, then you said that Brahman is untouched by anything, so you try to think that no, I am not touched. It is not conceived of like that. There should be a complete, if we can say, a mass of bhava, consciousness, generated in our heart. It cannot be karanair vibhavitam. It cannot be, as I said, that even if you are a worshipper of Ishtadeva, say Shiva is your Ishtadeva, if you try to think of Shiva as Shiva is like this, sitting on the Kailasha and all, it won't work. You have to generate the bhava of Shiva in your heart. Then automatically Shiva will arise in you. And that, when it becomes wholesome, when it becomes one-pointed wholesome, then you become Shiva. That means the Shiva starts, that Sakshatkara takes place there. It is generated by our own consciousness. So it's very good, although it is difficult, it's good. Shadbhirurmibhira yogi yogi hrit.
षड्भिरोर्मिभिरयोगि योगि हृद्
Bhavitam na karanairvibhavitam.
भावितं न करणैर्विभावितं
Buddhyavedyamanabadyamasti yad.
बुद्ध्यवेद्यमनवद्यमस्ति यद्
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
Bhranti kalpita jagat kalashayam.
भ्रान्तिकल्पितजगत्कलाश्रयम्
Bhranti kalpita jagat kalashayam.
भ्रान्तिकल्पितजगत्कलाश्रयम्
Swashrayam cha sadasad-vilakshanam.
स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणम्
Swashrayam cha sadasad-vilakshanam.
स्वाश्रयं च सदसद्विलक्षणम्
Nishkalam nirupamanabadhiyad.
निष्कलं निरुपमानवद्धियत्
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani.
ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
Bhranti kalpita jagat kalashrayam, which is the ashraya of all that we are thinking about the jagat, that multifarious thoughts, that object, moving object, non-moving object, prana, mana, the whole concept of the jagat. These are the kala, means which is divided, fragmented appearance of the whole universe, multiple, that infinite multiplicity of the world. It is the ashraya of that. Jagat kala ashrayam. Ashraya means the substratum. On the consciousness it is appearing as infinite variety. But without the consciousness, nothing. It is the refuge, it is the ashraya of this whole universe, which is Bhranti Kalpita. Bhranti means we are not knowing the truth that it is that is why we are saying it is a Bhranti Kalpita. Swashrayam. Swashrayam means Swa Ashrayam. That means, people may ask that, it is the ashraya of the Jagat. Then who is his ashraya? That other day I was saying that when the child will ask that, the father is saying that the God has made this world. The child may ask that who has made God? The father has no answer. Actually, the answer should be given properly, but he gives a slap that he has become very arrogant. The son is asking, who has made God? Actually, it is so. We will ask that if the consciousness is the ashraya of the entire Jagat Kala, then what is the ashraya of that? Because we are thinking in terms of the objectitude. That is, something is sitting on the earth must be having some other base somewhere, some other power or whatever. Like that, every effect has got a cause. But this is not it is beyond all causality. Not only that, so it is self-revealing and it is the ashraya of itself. It's a very good usage, swashrayam. Swashrayam means it is the ashraya of Bhranti Kalpita Jagat Kala, and also it is the ashraya of itself, because there cannot be any superior ashraya where it will be stable, standing. Then again we will ask that what is the ashraya of that, which means it is the transcending the cause and effect chain. Causality is no more applicable to the absolute truth. By its very nature, this reason, logic, these are formed in our mind, which is within the ken of duality. We are always thinking in terms of cause and effect. But this thinking will always go in a cycle. It cannot transcend that dual cycle and go to the absolute truth. About time also. Our Shastras do not have a linear time. Linear time is meaningless, but in science we have linear time. Our time is a cycle. You have to go beyond the causality, means go beyond time. When you go to the truth, it is beyond causality, beyond time. If time is linear, then it should have its beginning. That is absolutely meaningless. When did time start? If you can specify, then time was already there. How can you specify when did time start? Are you understanding? समय कब शुरू हुआ? अगर बोल सकते कि समय उस क्षण से शुरू हुआ, मतलब तो समय था उस समय ना. समय कैनॉट बी स्ट्रेट लाइन में वो शुरू हुआ अभी खत्म होने वाला है. समय इज अ cycle. That is why our astrology and all are based on cycles. Our people were much more intelligent than the scientists, because they attempted the truth directly, not as fragmented models. Their concern was our own logic, our own how we are trying to find out the truth. There lies the galat, there lies the defect. So they corrected that defect there. Swashrayam cha sadasad vilakshanam. We always say that Viveka is sadasad Viveka. What is Sat and what is Asat? Atmanatma Viveka. Chit Jada Viveka. We are differentiating between Sat and Asat. Something is Sat, something is Asat. But the actual truth, you cannot say it is Sat or Asat. It is beyond both Sat Asat. Sat means again a concept. And there is a duality of this is Sat and this is Asat. It is beyond that duality also. So Sadasad Vilakshanam. It is not within the fold of either Sat or Asat. It transcends both. Nishkalam. It doesn't have any division. Abheda Darshanam Jnanam. Any Bheda is world. Abheda means ultimate. But this also we can say Bheda Vilakshana. That is Bheda, we are saying Abheda is the Jnana and Bheda is Ajnana. But actually there we are differentiating two Abheda and Bheda, the two duality. The real Jnana is transcending both Bheda and Abheda. So it's way of expression, how much to the depth we want to go, accordingly we go. Nishkalam Nirupamana Baddhiyat. Upama means example, what do you call it? Tulana, that in English what do you call? Illustration. Nirupama means which doesn't have any parallel. You cannot illustrate the Brahman with anything. Bhranti kalpita jagat kalashrayam.
Bhranti kalpita jagat kalashrayam.
Swashrayam cha sadasad vilakshanam.
Swashrayam cha sadasad vilakshanam.
Nishkalam nirupamana vadhiyad.
Nishkalam nirupamana vadhiyad.
Brahma tattva ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
जन्म वृद्धि परिणत्यपक्षया
जन्मवृद्धिपरिणत्यपक्षया
व्याधिनाशनविहीनमव्ययम्
व्याधिनाशनविहीनमव्ययम्
विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणम्
विश्वसृष्ट्यवविघातकारणम्
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
अस्तभेदमनपास्तलक्षणम्
अस्तभेदमनपास्तलक्षणम्
निस्तरङ्गजलराशिनिश्चलम्
निस्तरङ्गजलराशिनिश्चलम्
नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद्
नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद्
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद्
नित्यमुक्तमविभक्तमूर्ति यद्
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
एकमेव सदनेककारणम्
एकमेव सदनेककारणम्
कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम्
कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम्
एकमेव सदनेककारणम्
एकमेव सदनेककारणम्
कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम्
कारणान्तरनिरास्य कारणम्
कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं
कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं
कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं
कार्यकारणविलक्षणं स्वयं
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
ब्रह्मतत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि
This I will explain. Ekameva Sat. The Sat, the ultimate reality, is one. Actually, it is not one. It is transcending one also. One means there is too many, etc. There is again division. So it is transcendental. But saying, we say that it is not many. We are seeing many, but that many is coming, only appearing in one. So Ekameva Sat. The truth is only one. Aneka Karanam. It is all the causes are coming from there. The various kinds of, the earth is getting born, the leaves are coming, the trees are born, the bodies are born, everything, this Aneka Karanam, it is the base, the substratum for all the causes. Karanantara Nirasya Karanam. But at the same time, it is refuting, what is the language that who is one, the cause of many, but who has no cause and is separate from cause, and that is coming later. Karanantara Nirasya Karanam. That means the cause and effect. The effect becomes the cause of the next effect, then that becomes the cause of the next effect. This Karanantara, it is not valid when we reach the truth. We have to go beyond that. That is what they said in the second one. Karya Karana Vilakshanam Swayam. It is beyond it is transcending the cause and effect chain. The cause and effect, the causality is a law of the created world. If you want to go into the cause of the creation, there is no cause. The Brahman is not a cause. It's only the substratum which is allowing it to come. You can call it causeless cause, but it is not the cause really. The whole thing is called Vivatta Srishti, means it's just an appearance, as it happened in dream. Is there any cause there that In dream you are seeing a huge palace. Have you got the bricks? Have you employed the contractor to make? Nothing. It simply appears. There is a huge aircraft which you have never seen. It just appears. So this particular power is of the consciousness. Consciousness has this power of appearing as many. But it doesn't get affected by that. It just appears, disappears. Nothing happens to consciousness. Just as in dream, as an example, we can think of an individual case. But in the consciousness also, the world appears just like that. In the world, the causality follows as a rule. In the world, there are various things. There janma, mrityu, jara, everything will be there. That are all within the ken of duality in the world. They are laws of the world, not of the absolute. So, karya karana vilakshanam. It is transcending the karya karana, the cause and effect chain. Nirvikalpakamanalpamaksharam
Nirvikalpakamanalpamaksharam
Yatksharaksharavilakshanam param
Yatksharaksharavilakshanam param
Nityam avyaya sukham niranjanam
Nityam avyaya sukham niranjanam
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani
Yadvibhati sadanekadha bhramat
Yadvibhati sadanekadha bhramat
Nama rupa guna vikriyatmana
Nama rupa guna vikriyatmana
Hemavat swayam avikriyam sada
Hemavat swayam avikriyam sada
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani
Yajjakastyana paramparat param
Yajjakastyana paramparat param
Pratyagekarasamatmalakshanam
Pratyagekarasamatmalakshanam
Satyachit sukhamanantamavyayam
Satyachit sukhamanantamavyayam
Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani
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 Yat chakasti. Chakasti means shines. Chakasti means shines. Manifest or shines. Yat means again referring to the truth, referring to Brahman. That Brahman you are. So what is that Brahman? Yat chakasti anaparam parat param. That which shines anaparam. Anaparam means na aparam. Means which does not have anything other than itself. Means Advaita. Anaparam means which does not have anything different from itself. That is what we are actually. That is what the Brahman is. That is what we also are, but we are not knowing it. There is nothing other than the Atma anywhere. Everywhere it is the Atma alone. But if we say there is nothing other than the Atma, you think Atma to be something like air and it is everywhere, and that objective vision doesn't go. But when you start thinking that there is nothing different from me, the meaning is a little different. Anaparam, he has nothing different. Then would you like to see the self again in the meditation? No, self is not different from you. Self is what we are. We are. I am. Parat Param. It is the transcending all what we call supreme or great. It is the greatest of the great. Everything. There is nothing beyond. Pratyag eka rasam atma lakshanam. This is very important. He says one is pratyag, then eka rasam. All these separately you should understand. Pratyag eka rasam atma lakshanam. Pratyag means pratyag and parag. There are two things. Parag means our senses are always going outward. Pratyag means inward. Reverse of parag. So when we are trying to discover ourself, our own identity, we are looking within. If you look outside again, it's all variety, you will not be able to. So, initially we have to look within to discover the Atma. You cannot look outside to discover the Atma. That is why it is called Pratyaga Atma. That means it can be discovered only within us. Know it forever. It cannot be discovered in anything else outside. Atma has to be discovered within. So it is Pratyaga Atma. So Pratyaga Eka Rasa, it is Pratyaga Atma it is called. Eka Rasa means no duality is there. Nothing. No thought also will be there. Atma Lakshanam. See again there, this Pratyagatma itself is okay. Atma Lakshanam. That means it can be known, Atma is defined as Aham Pratyaya Gocharaha. Aham Pratyaya Gocharaha. From where that I-ness is coming, amness is coming. It is not seen by any of the Indriyas. Can you see by the Indriyas? It is not Pratyaksha, it is not Paroksha also. Paroksha means which we infer on the basis of what we see. So, it can be known only as Atma Lakshanam, not as anything else. It can be known. One person had said that I have realized the self, but I have known the self as different from me. It cannot be. If you know something, the self as different from you, it is not self, it is something else. You are under delusion. Self can only be known as the I-ness in us, amness in us. Satya chit sukham anantam avyayam. When you have that, you get these feelings that Sat means what? Satya is which always there. It will not be time dependent. In meditation I have, and when I am out of the meditation I am the same stupid, angry person. Then it is not. Satya means in all time it will be invariable. Chit, it is not just Sat means actually existence. That is the real existence. Our existence is when it is in front of our sense organs, we say it is existing. That is not the real existence. This is the real existence on which all other existences are manifesting. So Sat refers to that existence. Chit refers to that it is not an inert existence. It is a sentience. The difference between the experience of space and this conscious space is it is a sentience. The experience will be sentience, knowledge, knowingness. Anantam, there is no end to it. It is not an awareness which goes when we are sleeping. It is always the same. Avyayam, it never undergoes any change. Whatever the body-mind does, whether it is born or dying or undergoing disease, nothing affects this. It is avyaya, unchanging, undecaying. Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. So if all these 10 shlokas which has been discussed, if it is meditated, if it is constantly contemplated in our mind, then one will definitely be doubtlessly realizing the truth is what he is promising. Okay. Prabuddham vimuktam vikaradihinam prasannam sada nitya bodhasvarupam param nischalam nirgunam sarvarupam भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि प्रबुद्धं विमुक्तं विकारादिहीनं प्रसन्नं सदा नित्यबोधस्वरूपं परं निश्चलं निर्गुणं सर्वरूपं भजेऽहं सदानुस्मरामि प्रणौमि. हरि